So my aunt told me to talk about my life. So I thought, what can I talk about today? And I thought I would talk about my sister Leah. She is she's the most like me out of all my siblings. She's really funny and intuitive and nuts, kind of like me. So we went to a festival. This is just one story. She and her at the time boyfriend got in a fight, so she dropped him off on the side of the road. And I called her. I said, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "Nothing. Her and her man got in a fight." And she's like, "I just left him on the side of the road. He's gonna be pissed off because he had to walk all the way home." So I was like, "Oh, I'll come over." And I said, "There's a festival because this in a town they have fests, like drug fests or whatever." So let's go, because I was single at the time, and I was like, and she was pissed off. So I was like, so I go over there. She goes, "Yeah, he's gonna be so fucking mad because he had to walk all the way home, and he has all these knives. Like he's got like, I don't know, probably like 40 different knives." So I was like, "Dude, he's gonna stab you when he gets home. Like he's gonna kill you." So she's like, we gotta hide him." This is before we decided to go to the festival. So we gathered them all up and we put them in the bottom of a hamper underneath the dirty clothes so we couldn't find them. Like, whatever. And I'm like, "Leah, that's kind of weird. He has like fucking 40 knives." She's like, "Well, he likes to collect them, whatever." So then I was like, "Let's go to this fest. Like, fuck it, let's just go before he gets back." He had to walk like fucking 20 miles. So we left. When I backed out of her driveway, I backed into a giant rock. That was the start of like a fucked up night. So then we go get our cousin Joanna, which is Leah's cuz. So we go all the way to this other, like, we go to Swanville to get Joanna. And where she was, Leah's ex-husband was there, and he was dating this chick named Katrina. Well, Leah was already fucked up. I was already fucked up. So we drive out there to get Joanna. And Leah starts flipping the fuck out because Katrina was there with Ron. So she's like fucking screaming and shit. And I'm like, "Get the fuck in the car. Let's go." Like, she like was yelling at Katrina. I thought they were going to fist fight. I'm like, this is not what I wanted yet. Like, maybe later in the night, but not at first. So Leah grabs Ron's car keys out of his car and we start driving. I'm like, "Get in the fucking car." And so we take off. Leah's like flipping the fuck out. She's like, "That fucking gun, blah, blah, blah." And so she throws I didn't even know she had the keys. She throws them out the window of the car, and I was like I was doing like 60 going down the road, and she throws them out the window. And I'm like, "Leah, what the fuck?" So we stop and we look for a minute. Like, that was not the right thing to do, but I was like, fuck it, I want to go to this fest. So we get to the fest, and Leah didn't have her ID. She's dumping her she like dumped her purse out all over my front of my car, and she's like digging and looking for it. And they're like, so we had to pull up to the side so she could find it. It took her like fucking 20 minutes to find it. Finally, I don't even know if she found it or not. I was like blacking out at this point. So we park, and we were walking down to the fest, and there's like this inflatable bounce house. Not even a bounce house. It didn't have a roof, but it was like this inflatable thing to jump on, and there was nobody in it. And I was like, okay, why is there nobody in this? Like, what the hell happened? But it was like early in the morning at this point, so there was like dew on it. So me and Leah get on there. I don't even think we made it to the fest. We just went down, and we start jumping on it, slipping and sliding everywhere. And then I'm not sure what happened. I don't know. I went back to the car, and there was this guy, and he's like, I don't know what his name was. I have no idea. But he was like, "Pretty girls shouldn't light their cigarettes themselves. Pretty girls shouldn't light their cigarettes themselves." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are a nice guy." But then I realized I had lost my phone and my cigarettes somewhere from the car to like 100 feet away where the bounce house was. And I was like, I can't see anything. So the guy, I don't know what his name is. I wish I could remember him. I appreciate him. He's like, he did, I think, walk down, and Leah and Joanna were like having a party in the back of my Jeep. There was like people all over, like that was the party. And like this weird, he wasn't weird, he was a nice guy. I wish I could remember his name. Went and found my phone for me and my cigarettes, and I was like, thank you so much. And then all night he kept lighting my cigarettes for us all. Pretty girls shouldn't light their cigarettes. I'm like, thank you. How kind of you, sir. And blacked out for a while. Don't really know how Joanna got home. I have no idea how I think she went with somebody else. So then I drove, it was like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. It was light out, I know that. So I brought I brought Leah back to her house. And I was like, do you want me to go? I went in for like a second because I wanted to make sure her boyfriend wasn't going to kill her with all the knives. I went in and I was like, yep, sorry. Leah's like, I'll be fine, you know. Caleb didn't say a word. He was just sitting there like, and I was like, okay, I'm getting the fuck out of here before he stabs me too. And then I left Leah there. I went back to my house. Slept for like, I don't know, a couple hours. I wake up and I'm like, oh shit. Like, Ron's going to be so pissed. Leah he has no car keys now. So I had to go pick up Leah. And I was like hungover and like not feeling good. Got up and I'm like, okay, so let's go find these keys. So we drove all the way back out to Swanville and did not find them on the side of the road. I'm like, you threw them out from like here to here. Because I remember like that part. But then we never found them. And she was like, fuck him anyway. He's fucking that nasty bitch. And I'm like, what did Caleb do? He's like, nothing. She's like, nothing. He was just really pissed. And so I had to bring her all the way back to her house with no keys to give Ron. And I don't even know what happened to Joanna. I really don't. I can't remember if she went home with someone or if I brought her home. I don't know. I was kind of blacked out. And I shouldn't have been driving, so don't drink and drive. But, you know, shit happens in your 20s. And then we just let it go. Like, it was like, okay, over with. That was a fucking rough one, but that was just one night.